you're a white Hispanic telling a black man in America, you hope that he's in the position y'all in right now?
That Latino people are calling out black people. Arab Muslim men or Arab Muslim people are also calling out black people. Like, what is it that people that looks like we have really done? Why is it that for the very first time these people decided to stand on business, then it becomes a problem to everyone? So this Arab Muslim guy is all out calling and cursing people that looks like me and trying to like, okay, you guys all forgot about everything that these other people did. Oh my god, you people. Lovely, there's not even point going into details. I'm just going to roll the clip as well as some of other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying and harassment. We're just here for educational and informative purposes. Alright, lovelies, let's dive into it.
I want to talk to my fellow 92% and let y'all know that this is not our fight. Those ICE raids in LA have nothing to do with us. How could a fascist immigration policy affect me, a black person? What do I look like, a Haitian? Y'all thinking I'm coming in here to eat cats and dogs? You're real stupid if you think a racist institution will mistake me, an African American, for a Haitian. Y'all act like we should stand up like there's black Mexicans or something. Like there's black immigrants in this country. The only black people in this country are us, bro, the 92%. And because enough documented Latinos didn't vote for Kamala, yeah, we're sitting this one out, bro. And I don't give a fuck if Kamala's parents are immigrants. Yeah, we gonna stick it to the man by sitting this one out, bro.
Anyone advocating for black people to sit this one out is dumb as dog shit and soft as baby shit. Y'all act like ICE don't train with the fucking police to brutalize us in our neighborhood. Y'all acting like setting the precedent for mass gunmen to go up in people's homes and rip their families apart is good for the black community. Y'all acting like allowing the government to partake in this level of tyranny and surveillance is good for black people. Fucking coons acting like there's not black immigrants from Africa, the Caribbean, Central and South America. Y'all acting like a historically racist government is gonna differentiate between yo black ass and a black immigrant. Meanwhile, every administration is cracking the heads of black, brown, and indigenous people. Acting like the Biden and Harris administration didn't have motherfuckers on horseback whipping Haitian migrants. Not only are y'all fucking dumb, you're fucking pussy.
Breaking news you can use, folks. You're going to want to hear this. Pictured here is the great and #1 super activist for all non-black issues, Khalil, whose username is Draft Dodger, which I find odd because there's not been a draft for him to dodge. I, however, call him affectionately Quadracoon, even though he claims both of his parents are black. Hard to believe, but since he says he comes from the hard streets of Omaha, Nebraska, a murder capital per his own words, though there's only been about 50 or so murders per year, and only about half of them criminal homicides. Scary. Khalil and his vaggy bush mustache believe that black Americans are weak and lazy for refusing to stand for non-black issues and focusing on their own genocide. In this video that I took a screenshot of him from, he states that black Americans not standing up for the Latino community during this ICE protest will result in the immigrants being deported and black Americans being affected more. Khalil is under the impression that Latino and Mexican Americans are suffering the most with employment. However, the data shows quite differently. It actually shows that black Americans experience incarceration rates higher than black immigrants, and not due to the crimes. It's due to the over-policing in black American neighborhoods. Khalil apparently doesn't know that because he hasn't taken the time to do the research. He's more focused on other non-black issues. Usually it's Palestine, but he's found something more fun and interesting and more hot topic for now. He gets to be front and center at protests, yelling at police officers that are arresting young children of Mexican and Hispanic and Latino descent. He thinks this is quite helpful. Yelling and antagonizing while these people are being arrested is Khalil's form of revolutionary tactic. Khalil has been calling for black Americans to stand up violently and attack the system, citing Malcolm X and others as his inspiration. However, apparently his purpose is to just call for this violent action and not do it. He prefers to be violent with his words. It doesn't seem to be helping when he's yelling at these cops, but Khalil is persistent. Khalil apparently has time to harshly critique Black Americans in every single one of his videos and protest for a couple of hours a day and then comfortably go home because he collects food stamps. And while there's nothing wrong with collecting food stamps, Khalil here has absolutely no reason why he can't get an actual job that pays him enough instead of collecting food stamps from the system that he claims he wants to burn down. I'm sure he'll have some faux intellectual reason as to why this is okay. He apparently thinks that he's the saving grace of all non-Black communities, and instead of working, he should be out there fighting the system with his words. Luckily, Khalil finds time to record every type of incident involving himself and his heroism. Stay tuned. Khalil will be in the comments shortly calling me auntie once again. I'm sure Khalil will be releasing his ultimate powerful revolutionary plan soon. So we'll all know shortly how we can help all non-Black communities and burn down the system. This is Crystal Black, and this has been News You Can Use featuring Khalil, the imaginary draft dodger, the Quadricoon. Signing off, toodaloo.
Just last week, y'all had Black fatigue. Just last week, every other demographic who wasn't Black, y'all had Black fatigue. Now y'all are demanding Black bodies to be put on the front line. There's other ways to protest, there's other ways to help. But I find it kind of insane that all of you had Black fatigue. But now y'all need Black people help. Why is the majority not asking the Asian community for help? Why is the majority not asking the Pacific Islander community for help? Why does everything always have to fall on Black people? Especially when y'all have so much fatigue, right? Our existence bothered y'all so much just last week. Y'all had all this Black fatigue because we told y'all stop saying the N-word in rap songs. You know what I'm saying? Stop wearing our women's box braids. Stop trying to wear fake dreadlocks. You ain't Black. Y'all had Black fatigue, bro. I ain't forget that. Y'all had Black fatigue. But you know how Black people do. We sympathetic. You know eventually we gonna help. We always give in, man. Every single time we always give in. We always give in. But just know, most of us ain't forget. Just last week, y'all all had Black fatigue, bro. Y'all all had Black fatigue. Y'all all had Black fatigue.
One of the enduring legacies of white supremacy and racism is that everybody feels entitled to Black labor, whether it's emotional or physical or otherwise, Black time, Black attention, Black advocacy. But here's the thing, that sense of entitlement is not rooted in reality, and it is a brand new day. And what everybody else is finding out is that their sense of entitlement towards Black people does not register in reality. And they are getting a much needed, long overdue, hard wake-up call. I saw a video the other day of a young Black brother, and he was saying how he thought that Black people saying that we are resting and we are no longer going to be used as proxies for these other groups, and we are no longer willing to risk our bodies and our very lives for people who do not appreciate us, that actually feel that they are superior to us, and that all of the work that we do, they use it to gain access while shutting the door behind us. We're no longer doing that. He considered that weak. In fact, he called it the P word that ends with a Y. Then he went on to say that Black liberals, he called out Black liberals specifically, we need to educate the Latino community. I could not judo block dude fast enough. So here is to members of the Black community that feel that we need to go out into the street and march, and we need to educate other groups, and we need to advocate for them because we all are in this together, be my guest. No one is holding a gun to your head. Take your ass out there in the street. That's your choice. Let these folk use you up and then throw you aside like a banana peel. But for the rest of black people, we are no longer going to put our lives on the line for people who turn around and spit in our face. Oh no. And keep thinking that we're doing nothing, because you are sadly mistaken. We are moving in new ways. And many of us, and I love to see it, have woken up to the fact that, this hard-earned money that's in my pocket, that's in my bank account, that spends like everybody else's money, I can decide where I spend it and with whom. And so all of these attempts at bullying black people, trying to shame black people, it will not work. You all are going to have to clean up the mess you made. Good luck.
Why are black people saying this is not our fight making you upset? I've seen video after video from Latino creators or Latino people coming online pleading to black people to put our bodies at the forefront of this fight against illegal ICE raids, against deportation, against roundups, against undocumented people being rounded up and families being disjointed. But there's several reasons as to why you should not be shocked that black people are sitting this one out. You guys all remember that this is a subset of your community last year. You're also aware that across the board, overwhelmingly black people voted in favor of the candidate that had black interests, Latino interests, Asian interests at heart. Where if you look at the sentiments of what that vote represents, half of your community voted for this. Half of your community said F you to black people. Half of your community said we don't care about you. Half of your community said you wanted to be white aligning and white adjacent, and now you're being reminded of the fact that you're not. We have to have the ability to hold multiple truths when we speak to each other as communities. The truth is that Latinos are not in a monolith. It's just an all-encompassing umbrella that they put you under, and that yes, majority of the people that voted for Donald Trump and were doing that were Cuban and were other people in different parts of the country, and undocumented people in Mexico, in California are being impacted by that. That is true. But what's also true is that there is a history of black people fighting and being at the forefront of civil rights in this country since the inception of civil rights in this country. And it's always been pushback and non-solidarity from multiple communities who are voting and always going against black people. So this particular time when black women especially really came out in droves and really fought forward with our votes, and you guys didn't do it, your community didn't do it. It's like, why would I fight now? Why would I fight now? So I just need you, like, if you're gonna come online and make pleas and ploys to black people, because I've seen so many videos, start by acknowledging the fact that your community has colorism, anti-blackness, and voted against your own best self-interest. Start with that. Don't come in here and ask black people just to put our bodies at the forefront of the line, because we've been doing that for a century. Secondly, I think the majority of black people who are saying that they're sitting this one out are using their voice in other ways or having solidarity with you in other ways, but they're not going to protest. They're not going to go get hit by rubber bullets. They're not going to put themselves in harm's way or make that effort again, because you guys, it's time for you to fight for yourself. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense for you. Now, there's also a bunch of black people online who are asking black people to come out and fight for everyone, and everyone needs to fight, and this is our fight as well. While I do agree with a lot of those sentiments, because if they're doing it to brown citizens, they can do it to black citizens, and they can use the Congo and Haiti as an excuse to just racially profile all of us. That's very true. But you have to stop telling black people to put themselves on the line when black people are exhausted. Black people are exhausted. Black people have done so much for all communities in this country. At a certain point, there has to be a time where they need to rest. And right now, a bunch of people are resting, and that's fine. But there will always be people in our community who fight. Like, I'm using my voice every fucking day on this app. I've made an update about every single thing going on with ICE raids, locations, where they are, what's happening with Trump. I do it every day on my social page, and it's exhausting. Like, I'm actually exhausted. Today I put up like 10 posts. I'm exhausted, but I'm doing it because I know my voice has reach and I know that people need to hear it. And that's my personal choice. I'm not doing it because I feel obligated. So stop trying to make people feel obligated to put themselves on the line again. I say that to say it's a lot of fucked up shit happening in this country. I know that people and families, I was in tears last night seeing people self-deport themselves and people getting rounded up, grandfathers and grandmothers and abuelitas getting taken away, who are the people who are the fabric of this city in LA. But I just know that it doesn't end here, and there are Black people on that list. There are Black countries on that list. There are Black countries on that list, and I'll say that to you again. There are Black countries on that list.
Hello, Black people. I hope you're staying home. Don't be out there protesting in Los Angeles. That's what they want. They want to gun us down. Stay home.
With everything that's going on with Hispanic people and what they're experiencing with ICE, there's a reason why Trump is actually targeting them. It's because of their population. It's said by 2050, there will be more Hispanics in America than white people. As you can see, current projections indicate that the Hispanic population in the United States will continue to grow significantly by 2050. It was saying a couple years ago, an article came out, it was saying how by 2050, there will be more Hispanic people in America than white people. And you can see here, the number of non-Hispanic whites will be falling, okay? The number of Hispanics will be growing by 60%. Here's another article where it says, the white population is expected to decrease by about 11%. The growth in multicultural populations in the U.S. means these segments wield immense influence. Their desire for diverse perspectives and a deep understanding for the cultural identity by brands and organizations will be more critical in the future. Everything that Trump has done is literally dismantling DEI and making sure that these Hispanic people now, not just criminals, regular Hispanics who are not citizens, they go back because they don't want this population to be growing in America, and it's going to change the way brands, organizations, institutions, how they're going to have to treat people and who they're hiring. I don't know about you, but Hispanics do have a lot of buying power as well. And they're not out here not having children. They are having children. They're staying together as a family, and they are taking care of one another. They're doing better than Black people. They're doing things that Black people aren't doing. Okay, so no wonder why ICE and they're going after Hispanics. It makes sense. Now, I'm not saying it's good, but what I'm saying is that if you're wondering why this is happening now, it's because of 2050. They know that Hispanics, they're here to stay. So they're trying to wield out and get as many of them out as they can. Now, this is very, very sad, and I'm not happy to report this, but this is my theory, and I believe that this is why this is happening.
What is wrong with people? What is wrong with so many other minority groups? Like, what is it that people that look like me have done rather than to focus and mind their business? These are the same people that have actually fought for everyone else. These are the same people that have, put their own self aside in order to focus more on your own. And now, for the very first time, they decided that, okay, since everyone else is denying the fact that we have never done nothing for them, let's just focus on ourselves and be our own brother's keeper. Now everyone is like, oh my God, what is happening? Black people. Like, I thought people were like, Black people have never done nothing for them. I thought this is what they were like. So why all of a sudden right now everyone is like, oh my god, black people do this, black people do that? I'm trying to fix my tripod. I don't know why it's not standing. Anyways, let's just continue with the reacting. So why all of a sudden every other person is just calling upon people that looks like me to come save the day? I just want to dive a little bit about PAL people, Arab people, and all of that, and how all of the things happening in Palestine is still equivalent to what is going on right now, and everyone is calling upon people that looks like me. It all started when Palestinian people had the first, I think it's about 2 years plus right now, or if I'm not mistaken, less than 2 years, and black people were all out with their one voice. Black people, which was known for their God-given hearts. Anyways, they are the first people that ever existed in the planet Earth. Also, why not? So, black people were all out there helping, trying their best, using their platform for Palestinian and all of that. And all of a sudden, Tory and the rest, all of a sudden, just because, the black woman decided to okay, why not that? She said that her specifically, she was not even talking to her audience. So she feels that it's better for her to vote for Kamala Harris, which happens to be a lesser evil. And that was when all of the solidarity stopped. Power people, it didn't sit well with them. Power people all of a sudden sees people that looks like me as the oppressor. They saw them as people that is even the reason why they have the Gen OC happening. Just because this woman made a statement that, okay, it's better for her to go for lesser evil. And before you know it, majority of these power people were coming out to tell people that looks like me to remove anything that has to, represent power people from their bio. And black people did it. And these guys automatically forgot what people that looks like me have been doing for them. They forgot the solidarity. They forgot the aid. There's this woman, this Black American woman, Politics by Tabitha. I have tagged so many of her stitches here. This woman tried for power people, but when they made that statement, she decided to okay, let me just focus more on my community. It's not as if people that looks like me have it all in control, but it's just that they are so compassionate. They know what it is to be oppressed. They know, when you wear a shoe, you know how it hurts. So that's why they can actually not stand people that is getting oppressed. It's not as if they are, oh my God, they have all of the privilege. No. They know what it means. They know how it feels to be oppressed. So when they see someone going into such oppression, they try as much as they can to okay, let me help this person, even in their own detriment. And people become so comfortable with this. And when they don't do that anymore, it becomes a problem. Do you know this still happens in our personal life? When you are always there for someone, and even on your own detriment, and all of a sudden, you decide to think about yourself for a little while, this person becomes so jealous, agitated, and wants you to continue doing whatsoever thing that you are doing to them. Now, this is what is happening. This is what is happening. Both power people, everyone wants people that looks like me to come help them. But when it's time for people to help people that looks like me, everybody, they can solve themselves. Who is helping people that is in Congo? Who is helping them? Ibrahim Traore is at the verge of, who is helping him as well. So, Sudan and all of that. But they just like it. You sort yourself out as a black person. Oh my God, you are meant for this. We, as people, maybe that is white person, we are not meant for this, right? It's not going to work anymore. It's not going to work. You can just keep on blabbing and blabbing. These are the same people that came out. Are we both gonna throw? These are the same people that looks like me were telling when there was time. Do this way, do this way. They don't want to listen. They thought that black people were telling them to vote this way because of their own self. Let's just turn the table around, that it was actually people that looks like me that this thing is happening to. Do you think that people will come out oh my God, let's stand in solidarity with black people? Let's just call a spade a spade. Let's just call a spade a spade. Just for the very first time, black people decided to like, okay, we don't want to get involved. Now everything is happening. Now everybody's is turning the table around. Now it's as if it's black Americans that is the cause of everything happening. Meanwhile, they want you guys. Anyway, lovelies, I'm not laughing, no. I'm not laughing at whatsoever that is happening. It's so inhuman, but it's just that sometimes tell yourself the truth now. Tell yourself the truth. Anyway, lovelies, so just let me your own thought in the comment section of what you think of this video. And please, lovelies, if you've not subscribed to this channel, do your girl a huge favor to click on the subscription button. Like, and I will see you, lovelies, when I upload the next